It's July 1st, 2024. In just 9 weeks, over 180 million students across Asia will head back to school. And that means one thing. They're going to need pens. A lot of them. At Pilot Corporation, this is crunch time. The goal? Deliver 2.5 million friction pens to 12 different countries before September 1st. It's our biggest seasonal challenge. Exactly. Before anything else, we need to forecast demand because you can't plan production if you don't know what the market needs. 8 weeks before the school season kicks off, our forecasting team is already hard at work, but they're not guessing. They're using real data to predict what will happen. Pilot Sales Information System, or SIS, helps us process over 50 million sales transactions. It analyzes everything from sales history to weather patterns and even social media trends. This year, we expect pen demand to go up by 45% in Malaysia, 30% in the Philippines, and 25% in Thailand. That's where COPA comes in, our profitability analysis tool. It helps us understand which products make the most money and where. For example, we make a 28% margin on blue pens in Japan, but only 12% in Vietnam. Red pens, on the other hand, bring in a 35% margin just about everywhere. With that information, our sales, production, and finance teams come together for sales and operations planning. Sales wants to hit 2.5 million units. Production says we can only make 2.2 million. Finance insists we need to keep a 15% profit margin. So we know we need 2.5 million pens, but how do we break that down? Which colors, how many for each country, and when exactly do they need to arrive? Our demand system handles two kinds of inputs: forecasts and actual orders. Forecasted demand is what we expect based on past data. That goes into make to stock. Actual orders, like a custom pen with a company logo, that's make to order. We wait until the customer confirms it. We then create a production calendar. Every country, color, and quantity gets mapped to a specific week. Let's do some quick math. To meet Malaysia's order, we need to make 57,000 pens per day. Our ink line can handle it, but our final assembly is already at 110% capacity. That's a problem. Now we have two options. We can add weekend shifts here or shift some production to our Indonesian facility. It might take a bit longer, but they have extra capacity. Now that we know what to make, it's time to figure out what parts we need. That's where Material Requirements Planning, or MRP, comes in. We also need plastic barrels, but those are made in-house, so we create a production order for that. Every component has a lead time. We need to make sure everything arrives just when we need it, not too early, not too late. That MRP sends out the signals to both our procurement team and the production floor. Next, we check in with our suppliers. Can they meet the deadlines? Let's find out. Now that MRP has told us what's missing, it's time for the procurement team to step in. Remember those 150,000 blue ink cartridges we're short on? We need to source them, and fast. Let's check our approved vendor list. For blue ink cartridges, we've got Deutsche Schreibwaren in Germany as our primary supplier. Italian Supplies is our backup. Deutsche Schreibwaren has a great track record, 99.5% on-time delivery and strong quality assurance. That's exactly what we need. The purchase order goes out instantly. Our ERP system handles all the documentation automatically. No manual data entry needed. Now, let's imagine a different scenario. What if our usual suppliers weren't available? That's when we'd need to go through the RFQ process, request for quotation. This is common when dealing with a new product line or when our existing suppliers can't fulfill an urgent need. Step 1. We define the exact requirements, like 150,000 blue ink cartridges, 1.0mm tip, high heat resistance, delivery by July 25th. Then we send those specs out to potential vendors. They have about a week to respond with their price, timeline, and quality certifications. We don't just pick the cheapest quote, we use a scorecard approach, looking at cost, delivery time, quality, past performance, and risk. Only after a thorough evaluation do we select the best vendor. If they pass our checks, they get added to the approved vendor list. While we don't need RFQs often, thanks to our trusted network, it's a powerful tool when entering new markets or scaling rapidly. Now let's get back to our current situation. With 4 weeks lead time, we can go with sea freight instead of air. That saves us almost 40% in shipping costs. July 23rd, the shipment arrives at Jakarta port. Customs clearance is smooth thanks to digital paperwork, and the ink cartridges reach the factory by July 25th, right on time. Now comes the receiving process. Step 1, count the goods. Step 2, quality sampling. We test 300 cartridges randomly to make sure everything meets our standards. Once verified, the inventory system updates in real time. Our stock goes from 250,000 to 400,000 ink cartridges. The system also performs a three-way match, comparing the purchase order, goods receipt, and supplier invoice. Everything matches? Great! Invoice gets approved and payment is scheduled. The vendor gets paid, our shelves are stocked, and we're ready for production. Procurement done right, and on time. It's July 26th. MRP has confirmed we've got everything we need: ink, barrels, springs, clips, even packaging. With net requirements satisfied, it's time to move forward. Planned orders are now converted into production orders. But before we begin, capacity planning checks if we actually have enough resources, labor, machine time, and floor space. Scheduling calculates production dates and resource allocation. Using data from the BOM, routing, and work centers, it generates a detailed production schedule. With the release, the production team receives instructions, digital or printed, detailing materials, quantities, task sequence, and timing. Barrels are molded, clips stamped, grips formed. Sub-assemblies like cartridges and push mechanisms come together. Then, final assembly is carried out. The Bill of Materials, BOM, in MRP guides every material and quantity needed. Nothing goes to waste. Continue to next. Real-time confirmations track every output like yield, scrap, setup time, and operator info. When production is done, finished pens are received into stock. Inventory levels update automatically, and accounting documents are created. Now comes the final step, order settlement. The system transfers production costs to the correct accounts, and we analyze planned versus actual performance. From planning to execution, the system kept everything aligned. And now, our pens are ready for the world. It's August 18th. With the pens manufactured and ready to go, it's time to make sure they reach the right hands. Our next challenge? Distribution. First, we need to make sure every sales order is aligned with what's been produced. That includes matching customer requirements with inventory, managing credit, and ensuring everything's packed properly. Let's take a real example. National University of Singapore, NUS, placed an order for 25,000 pens for their campus bookstore. That order is split by pen type. 15,000 black, 7,000 blue, 3,000 red, with staggered delivery dates to fit the bookstore's storage space. Next up, availability check. We have 20,000 ready to ship, the remaining 5,000 scheduled to be completed in 2 days. We propose a split delivery. The customer agrees. That means we can ship the first batch now and the rest just before school starts. Everything looks good. Credit check passed, route confirmed, packaging specs locked in, time to pick and pack. In the warehouse, workers receive automated picking lists. Each item is tracked with batch numbers for full traceability. After that is packing. Packing isn't just about getting it in the box. It's about making sure every shipment follows local import rules and customer preferences. NUS gets its order in display-ready cartons. Once packing is done, we post the goods issue in the system. This officially transfers ownership, updates the inventory, and triggers the invoice. August 26. First shipment leaves the warehouse on schedule. Tracking is live, and the delivery team is ready. 2 days later, the customer confirms receipt, payment is processed through their preferred bank, and our ERP system reconciles it automatically. Repeat that process hundreds of times across 12 countries, and you've got a smooth, responsive distribution network that delivers every time. September 1st. The school year begins. Across Asia, students are unpacking their bags, and inside, a friction pen, delivered on time and with precision. This wasn't just a one-time success. It's a model for how planning and execution come together through technology, teamwork, and trust. ERP isn't just software. It's a way of thinking, a connected system that keeps evolving with every challenge. You're right. The final step is ordering settlement and payment. Once the goods are delivered and the customer confirms receipt, the system posts the invoice and payment flows in automatically. The future of business is real-time, data-driven, and customer-focused. And with ERP, Pilot is already there. One company, one system, millions of moments made easier.